Good evening. This is Dee, and this is Critical Break. And this evening, I have some amazing photos to share with all of you. And I just got, it's interesting because I just was getting ready to start streaming, and a ladybug just flew up here. And yeah, that's been happening occasionally. Just every once in a while, I'll get a ladybug. But it flew right up here on my desk. So, anyway, I hope everybody's had a nice weekend. And I am going to pull up the chat. And that way I can see it while I'm doing tonight's video. Anyway, it's been an interesting week. My birthday was Thursday, and it's been a really great week. Oh, the ladybug's just turned around and is looking at me. Anyway, sorry about the ladybug thing. He just kind of stole the show for me here anyway. But let's see. So much has happened this week. The super blue full moon lunar eclipse happened this week. The energy leading up to the event was super high. Everybody could feel it. And then the day of and the day after, the energy level came way back down again. And then it went right back up again after that. So, and I think a lot of people were feeling that fluctuation happen. But I have so many pictures to share with you this week. So, and I had some other things I wanted to talk to you all about, but I don't want to make a super long stream. So I'm going to share the pictures this evening because I've got a bit of a headache and don't feel super top of the morn this evening. Probably because I stayed up too late last night. But I was off in my other holodeck, the MMORPG last night, and time got away from me, and next thing I knew, it was 2:30 in the morning, and yeah, one of those deals. But I'm going to share pictures with you all this evening, and I've got a bunch, and they're really good, and some amazing things showed up on the photos. So I will share my screen and get started. Alrighty. This is some photographs taken the day before, a couple of days before the lunar eclipse. This is the 29th. This is still daytime. Sun has not gone down yet. And this is to the east. And the pictures turned out pretty good. You can zoom up pretty close before it starts pixelating. So those are just a few shots that I got that evening beforehand. Pretty decent shots. Okay, now we will go to the 30th. This is the morning of the 30th, 6:55 a.m. Now, the reason I started taking the photos, hello, Ladybug. It's getting, he's hanging out. Anyway, this caught my eye because of the weird dimpling in the clouds. It was real. It was almost like polka dots. It was really odd looking, and it shows it sort of on the image, but it did just nothing like it was in person. So, but at least you all get to see it. And the day just got more interesting as time went on. But this is sunrise on the 30th. And as you see, it just got more and more interesting. The color that started coming out was intense. And then, of course, the moon came up. And you can see the craters and stuff, but the yeah, it was so bright that I was having trouble getting a great photo of it. And that's common. A lot of people complain it's hard to film the full moon because it is. It's intensely hard because it's so intensely bright and get a good picture. But you could actually see the craters there. You can see the outlines of them. Looks kind of orange. But you look at the sky. See, the sky has this pink going on back here. So, yeah, that theme of pink skies is a thing in the mornings and the evenings, sometimes middle of the day. Okay, that's it for those. Let's see, what have I got next? Okay, that's the 31st. I need to grab the other folder. Okay, this is the middle of the day. Okay. 7 o'clock in the morning from what this looks like. Or no, 11:48 a.m. in the so almost noontime is the same day on the 30th. And I started getting some of the crazy clouds. And I've got a series over on my other channel I call Freak Show Sky. And I was horrible because I've got tons and tons and tons of photographs and tons of video that I never ever posted. And I should have, but I will definitely try to, since I've got so many photos today, I'm not going to do any of the throwback videos or photos today, which would be my old stuff. But I will get to those eventually, so you guys get to see some of it because there's some pretty crazy stuff. But as you can see in this photo, there's some kind of crazy stuff going on here. Pay attention to this area, particularly, and that area. There's a little bit going on here too, but yeah, the really big obvious things are here. All right. Next, same picture, just pulled out a bit. But you see what I'm talking about going on here? There's some stuff going on up here too. But those are the two big ones. Lots of interesting things. Now, of course, I get the plasma type clouds all the time. It depends on how the sun hits them as to whether they show up with the colors or not. But as you can see, the plasma stuff is going on here a lot with the clouds. And I guarantee you the other photos where they looked like this, if the angle had been changed even a little bit, see that little guy right there? Um, if they'd been changed even a little bit, it would have done this. That is a lens flare, clearly. Cool looking, but a lens flare. We'll zoom in. Look at the colors in that. It's crazy. Yellow, green, pink, purple, teal, blue, every color under the rainbow. And there's a lot going on here. I mean, lots. Now, what I found interesting in this one was going on right here. There's other stuff, but that was the one that caught my eye. It almost looks like vertebrae or vertebra in your back kind of thing. And then when you start seeing really clean lines like this, those are not natural. Real clouds don't make clean lines like that. They just don't. So when you start seeing these real clean lines, see this? Not a cloud. And the little guy right next to him here. Something interesting going on here, but that is pretty obvious. See the square? Clouds don't do squares. I've spent a lot of years looking up at the sky. It's been one of my favorite things to do. So when something changes, you notice it. And this is not the same sky that I saw when I was a kid. It looks cool though, doesn't it? Definitely. That is a lens flare. Of course, that is too. Kind of cool how it turned out, but you can see the plasma, the color of the clouds here, and even up in here, you can see the rainbow hues in those clouds. I love playing with the light, though. It is fun to play with light. Tell me if anybody else sees what I'm seeing right here. Let me know in the comments if you see what I see. To me, it's obvious. I thought this was interesting. See the perfect sphere here? right there. A lot of other interesting things going on there, but that caught my eye. Also, what's going on under here caught my eye. One thing interesting about photographs is sometimes it will enhance things and you'll actually see things afterwards on your photos that you didn't notice when you were actually taking the photos. And then other times you can't get the photos to pick up what you're actually looking at. So it can be hit or miss, but we're back to the beginning on that. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's the 30th. Let's see where we're at here. See where I did that one. Okay, these are stills of the actual eclipse. And these were taken with one of the big cameras. It's a big, I've got two big Canons. This is a Rebel T1I. Now, we had clouds here, so I didn't know if I'd even get any photos. So it was really kind of a crapshoot, but I went ahead and went out, and I was glad I did because I got some really amazing photos, even though it was cloudy. Now, this photo caught my eye for a whole lot of reasons. But you can obviously see that the way the lighting was and the way the moon was showing through the clouds, the lens flare effect that happened here is so odd because you've got a circle here with a little circle there. Then you got a circle here, a big one, with another one inside, and then this one outside of that. And I just thought it was amazing how the light hit that. And I believe it's the only photo that did that. Why? Good question. Well, this one did it too. It's not as clear and clean and crisp as that one, though. Well, it still shows up on this one. You can see the clear line going across the moon here. It's nearly halfway across at this point. Almost. That turned out really good because you can see the entire moon in that shot. You can see the shadow of the Earth across here. That one turned out nice. Even though it was cloudy. Working under very bad conditions. Another one that turned out really good. It was windy out, so some of the pictures will have a little bit of blurring going on, like this one. It's cool because the power lines going across, these are actually electrical power lines right here. They actually block the light enough to make it really show up well. Another one where it got a little wonky. There we go. And now we're starting to hit some treetops. So it's going, down in the west. And, well, it's the northwest for me. But it's starting to hit treetops now at this point. I was really impressed that this camera was able to take these really low light shots like this. So many cameras won't. And I did have a little bit of a time getting it to take the photos occasionally. And you'll hear that in the video. You hear me talking about the camera not wanting to take a photo. It was refusing. But the pictures really turned out nice. Did I zoom in on that one? It's pretty cool looking, huh? Look at the color. Yep. Okay, let's see. That one's more blurry, but still kind of cool. As you can see, there's just a little bit left uncovered at this point. That one turned out pretty clear. So that one. It's almost gone. Oh, look at that. I think this is one of the last photos I was able to take with the big camera. Yep, because the light level was getting so low. But there's a little sliver left, and that was it. So it was almost full eclipse at that point. And then I turned the camera around and took some pictures of the sun coming up behind me. Because the sky was pretty cool looking. You know how it is when the sun first comes up. It's amazing. That one's a little blurry. All right. Let's see. Now we'll go to That was the only photo I took with that camera. Okay, now we need to, I'll go ahead and do photos first, and then we'll go to, this is the day after. The moon. All right. This was the second Groundhog Day. Yeah, let me look and see. That was the second too. Okay, this is first thing in the morning. Had some interesting stuff going on with the sky on Groundhog Day. Interesting stripes. The minute I looked out the window, I was like, okay, I gotta check pictures of that. The patterns that these make can be pretty incredible. And diamonds. The grass looked like diamonds, literally, that morning because it was cold and the sun reflecting off the kind of dew that had frozen. So the frost, in other words, but it looks like diamonds. So cool. So I took a few pictures of it. Okay, where are we now? Okay. Hello, Ladybug. He's on the desk now, visiting. This is the same shots taken with a different camera. Okay. Now we're going to get to the video. There shouldn't be anything video on this one, but there will be on this camera. Here's the 28th. Right here is interesting, and so is that. camera did not want to focus. And the weird clouds like that can make them go crazy. Won't want to focus. Okay, that's that one. Then this is the eclipse. That's that night, right before. Oh, give me a moment. There we go. So this is the 30th. The actual eclipse happened on the 31st, the morning of. All right. This is earlier in the day.
You can't see it now. Dang it.
I was just doing pictures of the sky on that day. Oh, I tried to get pictures of the deer that are coming up to the house. It didn't go so well, but I was actually trying to get the moon too, so. Okay, here we go with the eclipse. Now, I want you, while you're watching this, you're going to notice that the focus is not great some of the time, a lot of the time, actually. One thing, the reason I'm going to show this to you is because there's a lot more than the moon going on here, and the eclipse. I am recording this video, and I'm also taking shots with one of the big cameras on a tripod. They're both on tripods. But it's something I didn't notice because I was paying so much attention to actually doing the photographs with the big camera that I wasn't paying attention to what was happening in the sky until I started looking at the footage. And so when you're watching this, kind of sit back and just let your eyes kind of unfocus a little bit, and you'll start noticing something going on. And it's pretty fascinating because the timing.
on this tripod. My other camera works fine on it, but this one, not so much. Oh, look at that. It actually socked down immediately. Oh, very surprised.
Okay. This is a light that's on top of a communications tower. This is the moon. These are lights on the ground. Okay, I just started taking photos. You see that? Right there. Did you see that? Let me back it up. Watch right in here.
Oh, that's much better. There we go. I had to change some settings to get a good shot of it.
I don't think I backed it up far enough. Just keep watching. See? Right here it happened again. Just keep watching. You're going to see little flashes in the sky signaling back to me. I'm sure you've seen some people use lasers to get orb ships to signal back to them, to flash back. Well, evidently the flash on my camera was getting them to do exactly that. Same thing, pretty much. So if you watch, you're going to see little lights, just like right then. There were several of them went across there. Let me back it up again.
So that's probably about the best we're going to see it. But at least we get to see it live. People in the UK and stuff can even be able to see it. Australia and New Zealand are going to get the best view.
And one thing I noticed,
We get clouds coming for it right now. It's about halfway.
see there, and another one just flashed. Now you'll notice after I take the picture, suddenly they'll start flashing a lot. There's one, flashed twice. There's one down there. There's one there. And again. See, look at all of them. It's just, they're going crazy. You'll see little light flashes. Those are my buddies.
Yeah.
What was interesting is every time I would quit taking pictures and I would go inside, but I'd leave the video running, they weren't flashing. But when I went back outside and started taking pictures, they were flashing back at us. And I didn't even realize it until I started looking at the footage and I'm like, oh yeah, there they are. See, I just took a picture, now watch. See? They're flashing back at me. See the little tiny flashes on the screen? There were several there.
Oh, it's almost so full.
Anyway, so I had some surprise guest on my video. Now, the video does get better in points where it kind of focuses in a little bit. But this is at least an hour, I think. Let's see. For the video. But they show up throughout the video.
In the view, this here.
I moved the camera and it focused better there. Now you can actually see the building here. It's a church. And you can see these windows right here. That's a college library. And that's the communications tower, the light on top of it. If you watch, you can see them flashing at me. And where you'll see them flashing is this area in general, for the most part, right through here. Because you got a building right here with reflective surfaces. So things that are flashing over in there, I ignored them because of that. Even though there was a couple of flashes over in that area that looked a little different than just reflections, but I'm going to advance the video some more. As you can see, the moon's starting to get covered here pretty good. It's about halfway covered there. But yeah, I was excited when I saw that. I was like, see, there's one that just flashed right there. Let me back that up. There, it was right here. I'll back it up one more time. See, it was right there. So yeah, they will communicate in various ways, and that's one of them. If you flash lights at them, you see there was a couple of them just flashed right, one here and one here. So I just took a picture, so they'll be flashing. Yep.
My angle on this camera again. video.
I'm just going to advance this so that you don't have to watch the whole thing all the way through, but you'll be able to see how it's shrinking. Not much left now.
Pictures actually look better than it does with the naked eye. Thank you. Ooh, it's almost gone.
See them flashing back at me?
Trees are gonna.
I haven't played with the still photos yet to see if I caught any on the still photos. I need to play with the contrast and the brightness on those to see if I see anything. But as you see, it's almost a full eclipse at this point. You can see there's one down, there's a couple of them down here flashing back at me. It's pretty funny. Oh, there's one up here too.
Yeah, the camera doesn't want to do it now. Oh, I got one. Oh, please.
It's almost gone. Almost hidden by the shadow. I was surprised. See, you see it flash back right there? I'll back that one up again because that was pretty bright and pretty obvious. See it? Right here. Back it up one more time so you guys can see that. Watch right here. See? So even when you don't realize it, they're trying to get your attention. The moon's nothing but a tiny sliver at this point.
Almost gone. Gonna be in the way. Yeah, the clouds are starting to cover up with it.
It's gone. Video's almost over. But I'll show you something else.
Show you what my sunrise looks like. There you go. There's the sun coming out. And we managed to capture the lunar eclipse. Yay! Good morning, planet.
Okay, that's the end of that one. And then I took some more of that morning.
Sky.
Look at the color. Orange, yellow, red, blue, green. That's the sun coming up just as the lunar eclipse went full perihelion.
Good morning.
Okay. Let's see. Seems like, yes, I have more videos for you guys. This is Groundhog Day. Remember I did, well, hey, everybody. I just pulled this up and realized the chat's running. I'm so sorry. I haven't been paying attention to it. How are you all doing? Hope you had a really, really, really excellent weekend. So good to see all of you. Okay, this is Groundhog Day with the pictures I took. You saw the stills of this, but this is actual video. If the camera would focus. Focus, Daniel-san, focus. It wants to, and then it goes, no, I'm not doing it. This is first thing in the morning on Groundhog Day. Sun's not even up yet.
Fascinating. Not quite 7 o'clock in the morning. Stripes. Hello, Mr. Ambrose. Kitty cat. Kitty cat. Fascinating.
Okay. Then Yeah, chemtrails, grr. Yep. Okay, and this is this morning. So you guys gonna do the oh brr with me because yeah, it got crazy today.
Yeah, it is snowing. Sunday was snow. And a kitty cat that wants to talk about it. Yes, it's snowing. Oh, look at that. It is. Yeah, crazy. Yeah.
Okay, and a little while later. Got about a block of visibility there, maybe a little bit more.
Wow. Oh.
And then a little bit later.
It's just getting heavier and heavier. By the looks of the satellite and the radar, we may get quite a bit. This is what we got right now. Not much. But looking at that, yeah, it might be a lot.
So yeah, we got snow today, and it's going to be cold tonight. 14 degrees. It was 17 degrees about an hour before I started the stream, so I don't know what it is right now, but I'm gonna go back to the pictures. Let's see, was it the Canon? I had those. Some incredible pretty pics. Some more of that weird peppering polka dot like clouds going on there. But yeah, needless to say, school's out tomorrow. And so my son is thrilled, of course. It's his senior year, so yeah, he's trying to chillax as much as he can, but he took a lot of dual credit courses this year, so it's kind of like having college. He took some last year too, but so it's almost like he's been in college 2 years basically, but at home still, and still in high school. But amazing photos. I had something interesting happen today. I was playing my favorite MMO RPG with my sister earlier this afternoon, and I was talking to her. The game's got an in-game chat so that you can voice chat with each other and coordinate raids and with your group members, etc., or just yap at each other. And we were sitting there talking, and she goes, "Who's that man in the background?" And I'm like, she goes, "Tell Alex big wet smoochies," because that's what she always has told him since he was really little. And I was like, "Alex isn't here." And she's like, "Do you have a TV on?" I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Well, I heard a man's voice." And I'm like, "Yes." And that was my sister's first introduction to who I call Gabriel. That's what he told me his name was. Anyway, pull the chat up here. But yeah, my sister got introduced to Gabriel today via out loud voice. And I've had that happen with some other people. Uh, the first time I heard him that I recall was would have been 2000. Oh, I hate to even guess because I'd have to look back at photographs and things to help me remember what year it was exactly. But I would walk in my bedroom and he would say, "Hi," a real, jovial "Hi," like that as I walked in my bedroom. And then, of course, I told you all in a previous video about waking up to the large orb above my head. That's Gabriel. And he talks out loud occasionally. And he likes to introduce himself to people occasionally. And so, anyway, I've got a headache this evening from overly focusing and overly researching the past week. During the hello Ambrose, kitty cat's in here, but uh, during the past week, especially during the lunar eclipse, when the energy went down low, because the energy level was really high right before, and then the day of and the day after it kind of dipped. And during that time, I got real reflective and kind of pulled inside myself during that time. And so, uh, yeah, I have been doing tons of research. And my next stream, I was going to do it tonight, but with the headache and just tired from staying up too late last night, I'm going to hold off because some of the information I'm going to be dropping are bombshells, basically. And bombshells in a good way because it's information that each and every one of you need to know. It's important, as in, it's everything. I'm not kidding. Not even joking. But so many years of research. And you know what's really wild is when you do a ton of research and you really start to get to the bottom of things, that giant whiteboard that you've been keeping all the information, you suddenly, it's like having a temper fit and going, that's not right. And then because you realize that everything everybody's been told and taught is nothing but BS, total BS, 100%. When you realize that and you come to that realization, it kind of torques you, kind of makes you mad. And you suddenly just, it's kind of like clear, you know how kids will, nope, nope, nope. The cat just jumped up on my computer. If he would have shut it off, it would have stopped the stream. He's done that to me, by the way, but not during a stream, just other stuff. But Ambrose, he's being, he wants me to baby him. Anyway, it's kind of like kids when they're playing a game and they get mad and they're losing the game and they'll suddenly knock all the pieces off the board. That's the way you feel. And you just erase everything that you learned because you realize that in your gut is where you need to be looking, inside yourself. Because everything you're being presented when it comes to movies, TV, music, documents, including ancient text, most of it's BS. Most of it. It's designed to keep you, enslaved is a good way to put it. And I know a lot of people think, okay, I don't feel like I'm a slave. Well, a really, really well-crafted prison wouldn't feel that way. So, but I have a lot to share with you guys on Tuesday, and I'm going to make a kitty cat get down and quit being annoying and figure out where the ladybug went. He's around here somewhere. But yeah. But yeah, the orb ship showed up to make a guest appearance on my Lunar Eclipse video, which was interesting. And I thought I'd get those shared with you, the weekend pictures, basically. And then Tuesday, I'll share with you guys all the stuff that I've been, the conclusions that I am coming to on a lot of stuff. But if anybody's interested on being a guest on the stream here, I'd love to have you. If anybody is interested in becoming part of our private chat, and we have a private chat. It's open 24/7. It's where people like us that have abilities. Common thread is we're empaths, and we all have the MTHFR gene. Seems to be, and that's very connected to the bombshells I'm going to be dropping on Tuesday with that gene. Because, yeah, there's some confusion happening with the awakening process and that gene. But if you're interested in that private chat, we just hang out. We talk about anything and everything. Anything goes. It's just everybody's real respectful, and it is a joy. The people in there are amazing. Or I should say the angels in there are amazing, because that's what they are. Anyway, if you're interested in being on the stream or in the private chat, send me an email at criticalbreak@outlook.com, and we'll get you in that private chat or talk about doing a stream. Anyway, I'll let everybody go on this lovely Sunday evening, and I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic week coming up. I can't wait till Tuesday, because the information I'm going to share with you guys may change your life a lot. Some of you already know it, some of you don't, but we'll get into that next on Tuesday for sure. But anyway, I love you guys from here to the stars, from my heart to the stars. And we will see you on Tuesday evening. Have a good night. Bye.